Hello there. I'm back with another story, and this time you're going to help me read the story. Okay, we've practiced a couple of these stories at school together in our workbooks, and these are the stories that we read together. Okay, now before we take a look at the story, I'm going to want you to pretend like your screen of your Chromebook or your laptop, whatever you're using, to watch this video, I want you to pretend that the screen is just like your book at school. So when we read, you're going to use your reading finger. Remember, we point at each word when we read our story. So you're going to point at each word on the screen just like you would point at each word in your book when we read the story. Okay? And we're going to go through it together. We're going to read each page a few times to practice, and I'll be there to help you along the way. Okay? So um, let's take a look at our story now and talk about how we can read the story the right way, and then we will read it together. Okay, so as you can see, this story looks just like our stories in our workbook. Okay? The only thing is we don't have real pages. The page line is kind of right here. So anything on this side is the first page on page 40, and anything on this side is on page 41. Okay? Now, I'm going to pretend my cursor, see the cursor, the little arrow moving around? I'm going to pretend that the cursor is my reading finger. But I want you to use your actual reading finger and point at each word. Okay, let's start with the title of our story. So put your finger on top of my arrow underneath this big capital F right here. And let's read the title together. I know you don't know how to read these words, but just move your finger with me and say them. This word is fun together. So our story is called Fun Together. Point at the word fun and say fun. Move your finger to the next word and say together. Very good. Let's take a look at the picture of our story. It looks like we have a family. I see a mom, a dad, and 3 children. It looks like they're in the kitchen. I think they're in the kitchen because they're wearing aprons. I see a table, and I see different kinds of ingredients to make food. I see eggs. I see it looks like batter, maybe some milk, a measuring cup, and flour. So I think this family is about to have fun together in the kitchen. So what we're going to do is we're going to read this story together. Okay? Um, I am going to point at each word, and you should do the same on your screen. Okay, so put your reading finger. I'm going to make it a little bigger for us. Maybe this will make it a little easier for you to point. Okay, so I want your finger right where my arrow is, underneath the first word in the sentence. Okay, now remember when we read these sentences, there's some words that we should know that we've been practicing at school. And then anytime we get to a word that we might not be able to read on our own, there's a picture that can help us. Okay? So watch me do this first sentence, and then I'm going to have you do it. This sentence says, I can pour. We have the little word I, that's just the letter I, that's super easy. We have our sight word can that we've been learning a lot about, C-A-N. We always say can for that word. And then this word pour. The picture helps us show that the boy is pouring, it looks like milk or flour, into the mix. So put your finger right here, and I want you to try to read that sentence for me. Ready? Go. I hope you read I can pour. Very good. Let's move on to the next page. Okay, here's the next page. Now, Let's take a look at the pictures first. Now I see the girl with the mixing bowl, and I see the boy with his mom putting something in the oven, it looks like. Let's start with this page over here. Watch and listen as I read this sentence. I can mix. I can mix. If I didn't know the word mix, the picture is helping me. Please put your finger where my arrow is. I want you to try to read that sentence for me. Ready? Go. Perfect. I can mix. Let's go to the next page. I'm going to read it, and then you can read it after me. I can bake. I can bake. Go ahead, you try. Perfect. Let me ask you a question. What if I wanted to say this? I can bake muffins with my mom. Could I say that if I'm reading this story? No, I can't. Remember, I can only read the words that are there. This sentence has 3 words, so I should only read 3 words. The 3 words are I can bake. Okay? All right, we're getting towards the end of our story. You're doing a great job. You should notice that this is kind of like a pattern. Every sentence starts with I can, and then there's a word that we have a picture that helps us with. Okay? So when I look right here, this sentence says, I can clean. I can clean. If I did not know this word clean, I can use the picture to help me. Okay? The boy is clearly cleaning the table, and then his dad is cleaning the dishes, it looks like. And I could even look at this word, and I know that the letter C at the beginning makes the sound k, and I hear k at the beginning of clean, so I know that I made the right choice. I can clean. Go ahead, read it for me. Awesome job. We only have 1 page left in our story. Are you ready? Here we go. It says, I can eat. I can eat. Put your finger on under the words where my arrow is, and I want you to try all by yourself. Perfect job. I really like when you read stories and you're all becoming such awesome readers. I can't wait to read more stories with you in our classroom. Great job, everyone.